Thor Love and Thunder LEGO set gives first look at MCU movie's villain. Marvel's Thor Love and Thunder might not hit cinemas until July, but fans everywhere can still enjoy some playtime ahead of the release. LEGO is coming out with an entire building set inspired by the upcoming movie. The Goat Boat, as it has been named, has enlisted Thor, Mighty Thor, Valkyrie and Kong and even the two infamous goats to come on board. Taking a closer look at the set piece, fans will see said ship, dubbed Asgard Tours, being pulled by the two goats as Thor, Mighty Thor, Kong and Valkyrie stand proudly aboard. The set will also include the newest villain who will be joining the franchise, Christian Bale's Gore the God Butcher. The newest addition to the MCU has a snow white, rough exterior with his shoulders clad in winter wool in contrast to the other characters' costumes. The LEGO set is priced at £44.99 with a release date of April 26. The anticipated addition to the film series will see Chris Hemsworth's Thor reuniting with Natalie Portman's Jane Foster and Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie. As of now, the plot is being kept under wraps, with one of the few pieces of information gifted to the public being Christian Bale's character and Jane's return as the Mighty Thor. Taika Waititi, who is returning as a director for the movie, had previously revealed that the Love and Thunder movie will be very different from Ragnarok. "It's crazier. I'll tell you what's different," he'd said at the time. "There will be far more emotion in this film. And a lot more love. And a lot more thunder. And a lot more Thor, if you've seen the photos." He also revealed during the San Diego Comic-Con in 2019 how he came upon the idea of Jane Foster's return as the Mighty Thor, Goddess of Thunder. "When we were shooting Thor, Ragnarok, I was reading one storyline by Jason Aaron, called The Mighty Thor. And for those of you that don't know that storyline, it's incredible and full of emotion and love and thunder. And it introduces, for the first time, a female Thor." Thor Love and Thunder has a release date of July 8, 2022. When will the Thor Love and Thunder trailer come out? Marvel fans always look forward. Though it may be a mere week since the release of the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness trailer, focus is shifting to the next release, Taika Waititi's Thor Love and Thunder. The fourth installment of the series may have been lurking in the background, but with the Doctor Strange sequel's May 6 release date hurtling towards us, it's worth speculating about the next movie in the batting order. Using the precedents established with recent Marvel movies, we can predict the most likely window for a trailer release, and it's sooner than you may think. When you think about fan anticipation for a trailer, it's hard not to think about the recent fervor that surrounded the release of Spider-Man No Way Home. The anticipation for it was feverish, as a trailer for the multiversal adventure wasn't released until a mere month before the movie itself came out. Doctor Strange 2, on the other hand, secured the beloved Super Bowl commercial reveal, meaning the trailer was released 82 days before the film is scheduled to hit theaters. None of the past 5 Marvel trailer releases are comparable with pre-pandemic trailer release strategies. Avengers and Black Panther both had exceptionally long gaps before their theatrical premiere, so clearly there's a new normal in the way Marvel publicizes its movies now that people are seeing movies less and anticipating Marvel films more. So what's the window for a Thor 4 trailer release? The longest gap between trailer release and premiere in the past 2 years has been Eternals' 165 days. As anyone who went to the movies in fall 2021 can attest, it felt like that 2-minute trailer preceded every movie for eons. By that logic, a Thor 4 trailer, or at least a teaser, has been due since January 24th. But since the time in between Marvel movies is growing shorter, perhaps Thor 4 will have a short publicity run too. If we work by No Way Home's hyper-fast schedule, the latest we can expect a trailer is June 8th. Knowing Marvel, a happy medium schedule like Doctor Strange 2's is probably the best bet. If the Thor 4 trailer follows its model, we can expect to see it on April 17th. These dates may be all over the place, but considering how Thor 4 is coming hot off the heels of Doctor Strange 2 in May, the most likely window for a first trailer is sometime around that May 6 release date, so Steven won't steal Thor's iconic thunder. Still, expect to see a trailer anywhere between April 17th and June 8th. Thor 4 releases in theaters July 8, 2022. Loki Season 2 could arrive sooner than you think, report reveals. Marvel fans may not have to wait as long to see Loki Season 2 as they believed. The series ended its freshman run in the summer of 2021 with the announcement that it would be returning for another round of multiversal adventures, making it Marvel's first Disney Plus show to be renewed for a second season. But in the months since it was announced, Marvel fans have gotten almost no word about Loki Season 2. That's led MCU fans to believe they'll have to wait far longer than they would have liked to see the Tom Hiddleston-led series return. However, a new production report suggests that may not be the case. The God of Mischief's Return Backstage, a website dedicated to helping performers find film and television jobs, released a new report at the end of January noting that Season 2 of Loki will begin filming this summer. The site also reported that production will take place at Pinewood Studios in the UK. The first season of Loki was filmed at Pinewood Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. No new casting or plot details were included in the report, and it's still unclear who will be taking over for Loki Season 1 director Kate Herron. That said, the announcement that Season 2 will begin filming in just a few months means that development is much further along than Marvel fans thought. Loki Season 1 finished filming in December 2020, and the show premiered in June 2021. Unfortunately, the show's Season 1 filming schedule was seriously disrupted by health measures, so there's no way of knowing how long Season 2 will take to film. That said, about 6 months passed between the completion of filming on the show's first season and its premiere on Disney+. Taking that into account, Marvel fans should expect to see Loki Season 2 debut in either early 2023 or during the summer of the same year. On a plot level, this update suggests Marvel may actually begin addressing the multiversal ramifications of the Loki Season 1 finale. The events of the Disney Plus series were essentially ignored by every other Marvel title in 2021, but the series can't really return until its twists, and surprise villain, have been addressed by another MCU title. It's not clear how Marvel plans on exploring the multiversal storyline that was introduced in Loki Season 1. It was predicted that Spider-Man No Way Home would connect to the Disney Plus series in some way, but that didn't really happen. As a result, it's now up to films like Multiverse of Madness and Love and Thunder to hopefully give MCU fans the Loki Season 1 connections they've been waiting to see. Fortunately, it seems likely that Multiverse of Madness will explain enough for Loki to return without feeling like it exists in a vacuum. A summer 2023 premiere date for Loki Season 2 would also put it in the same release window as Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which is currently set to hit theaters in July 2023. Quantumania is set to feature Kang the Conqueror, Jonathan Majors, the same MCU villain that Loki Season 1 introduced, so it would certainly make sense for the Disney Plus show's second season to premiere in tandem with the Ant-Man sequel. Marvel says Moon Knight is brutal. Mark Spector can't tell the difference between his waking life and his dreams. We can't really tell what Marvel is planning for Disney Plus. Fresh from its Super Bowl teaser, there's plenty of buzz for Moon Knight, the gritty Marvel television series set to begin streaming on Disney Plus on March 30th. In stark contrast to the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the teaser for Moon Knight hints at a dark, cerebral show that flirts with horror storytelling. One of the first images of the teaser shows series lead Oscar Isaac, in the role of a mercenary and an archaeologist with dissociative identity disorder, stalked by Khonshu, the Egyptian moon god that grants Moon Knight his powers. But far from a benevolent being, Khonshu looks like he's going to rip apart Isaac in half. Before and after the Super Bowl, Empire published quotes from Kevin Feige and Oscar Isaac, each chalking up the show's darker take on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Feige, pretending as though Daredevil didn't have 3 seasons on Netflix, describes Isaac's Moon Knight as a brutal character and a show that is seeing the boundaries shifting on what we're able to do. There are moments, in the series, when Moon Knight is wailing on another character, and it is loud and brutal, and the knee-jerk reaction is, "We are gonna pull back on this, right?" Feige told the magazine. "No. We're not pulling back. There's a tonal shift. This is a different thing. This is Moon Knight." Isaac himself described the series as really fucking nutty. "Often on these big movies it can feel like you're building the plane on the runway," Isaac told Empire. Despite being part of the Marvel machine, Moon Knight being a limited series on Disney Plus felt handmade. It's the first legitimate Marvel character study since Iron Man, Isaac declared. These are all powerful words from people who would know Moon Knight best. That said, can we take Marvel at its word? Or, like Mark Spector, should we be more skeptical of what we're seeing? There's only one question that looms over Moon Knight: will Moon Knight actually be the dark show Marvel promises? Given its place on the family-friendly Disney Plus platform, it's hard to believe just how brutal the series will be. In addition, there's an established track record of productions that Marvel claims a new movie/TV show will be, and what it ends up as. An example: The Falcon and the Winter Soldier head writer Malcolm Spellman openly talked about the show's super relevant themes on racism prior to its premiere. While the end product certainly did talk about systemic racism, it's hard to figure out what the series actually tried to say at all. Prior to WandaVision, there was plenty of talk from Marvel about the show replicating sitcoms of the decades. But as WandaVision played out, that was only a tiny fraction of the show's contents, with the rest made up of pretty traditional Marvel espionage storytelling. Marvel likes to create buzz for its content by promising something daring and unique. But the entire Marvel MO is to package slightly challenging ideas, whether thematic or stylistic, in familiar wrapping. While Moon Knight may very well have some dark and scary moments, it still may be just another superhero origin story. And that's been Marvel's open secret to success. It delivers ambitious cuisine under fast food expectations. But is there a chance for Marvel to surprise us? Yes! Admittedly, there is a lot we don't know about the machinations of Marvel Studios. While we can engage in healthy speculation from the outside, there's plenty going on inside that even the best industry journalists can have difficulty unearthing. Moon Knight was formally announced at D23 in 2019, a moment in time when The Mandalorian had yet to actually premiere. There was a lot of promise for the streaming era of Disney and its mega franchises, but none of it was yet seen. Disney CEO Bob Chapek takes a different approach to business than his predecessor, Bob Iger. As detailed in a New York Times profile in 2020 after Iger named Chapek as his successor, Chapek carries himself in a different way than Iger did. He is happy to not be the center of attention, the Times wrote. Iger, in contrast, was a well-known personality. And here's another thing we know: Chapek was in a position of authority as CEO by 2020, but it was shared with Iger in a long transitional period. Also in early 2020 was the cancellation of a Disney Plus revival for Lizzie McGuire, which would have seen the teenage character, played by Hilary Duff in the original Disney Channel sitcom, as a 30-something adult with adult problems. Production was halted after 2 episodes were filmed, and the show was officially prematurely cancelled by the end of the year. The plug for Lizzie McGuire was pulled under the reign of Iger, who seemed visibly focused on keeping Disney Plus as a platform for Disney-centric content, and Hulu as a destination for more challenging adult fare. This still may be the case. Prey, a prequel to the Predator films, is set to premiere on Hulu. Other adult-skewing content, like a TV adaptation of the novel Shogun, is slated for FX, which has streaming exclusivity with Hulu. Truthfully, little has changed from the strategy, at least publicly. Chapek hasn't commented on the sort of content he's willing to allow Disney Plus to have. It should be said non-US versions of Disney Plus stream non-Disney content, like The Walking Dead, through Star. The most Chapek has spoken about Disney Plus has been related to financial growth and spending. But it is interesting that Lizzie McGuire, a show where its lead character might have had sex once or twice, was cancelled under Iger. And Moon Knight, a show where the leading Marvel superhero is going to beat up bad guys so bad his white gloves will be dyed crimson red, is all set to go for next month. There are certainly very broad conversations about the appropriateness of sex and violence in popular media. But as far as the Disney Plus platform is concerned, there seems to be a shifted goalpost. Adult seems to be more accepted now than it was a few short years ago. But whether that means Marvel is actually going to flex those muscles with Moon Knight is anyone's guess. We'll only have to see it to believe it. Moon Knight is streaming March 30th on Disney Plus. Okay, stay tuned to our channel. I'll be providing you with up-to-date reliable movie news. Enjoy!